The Scottish and British parliaments are institutionally abusing children. And if you didn't believe it today, you should have after today's news. Two things prove it. You can conflagate decisions that prove hypocrisy. Ethical Vegans just had a ruling in his favour using the 2010 Quality Human Rights Act Commission. Now, that act exempts family law. So, ethical vegans have the protection of that act, but unmarried fathers and the children of unmarried fathers don't have that protection and can't use it against the family law legislation, which is discriminatory on the basis of gender. It's saying to a child, oh, you can't get that parent, he's got a penis. And I will be that crass about it because that's what makes a man. Okay? So, then we have one of those legislators, a member of parliament, that made these crap laws that hasn't addressed this institutional discrimination, this institutional child abuse, this institutional hate speech that justifies it, these institutional lying, fraud, all of what they do institutionally. One came out and said, I'm pansexual, I've got a new girlfriend, and there you go. So that legislator described being, as an LGBT, bit of a weird place being in the parliament. This is amazing. So she doesn't seem to grasp. She sits on legislation. She is part of the legislative body, which has done nothing for over 20 years to address institutional child abuse caused by discrimination against parents and children on two factors: whether the father, so only males, and whether the father's married to the mother. Now think about this. There was a ruling not long ago against any objection to the introduction of same-sex marriage, and that objection was that same-sex partnership was adequate and marriage was for raising children. And not only did all the courts, but the parliaments agreed they're two separate issues. Well, they're two separate issues. Why can you justify denying fathers and children family life on the basis of gender and marital status? See, they're a joke. And actually, this is worse. These people are deranged, and where they're not deranged, they are psychopaths who don't give a damn about lying to you, because they all know, the ones that are qualified to know, that they are incompatible with their own laws. It doesn't matter whether you agree with it, they are incompatible with the laws of the land. Hence why they exempted it from the Equality and Human Rights Commission and from that act. Also, that was just an example of another piece of legislation, and the objections against it were overruled on the opposite basis of why they allowed the legislation which denies men and children the same rights as women. And hear any of the moaning feminist, male or female, moaning about male privilege talking about this? No. And it doesn't matter whether you agree with it, you can't agree with it and then say you're for human rights. Which brings us on to another point, and I could go on like this all day. If we leave Europe, oh yes we are, and good, because it's an hypocrisy. Even if you believed in the European Union, it doesn't obey its own rules. And here's why. If Scotland wants to reapply, I won't let it, because it can't qualify to come in to the Parliament, to the European Parliament, on two fundamental European Parliament membership rules. A, does not give prisoners a vote. We have a blanket ban, not a margin of appreciation on a particular type of criminal we don't like. We have a blanket ban, which is in contrary to the European principle of universal suffrage. So again, if you think, well, I don't like stuff, you don't like European Convention of Human Rights, so don't join the European Union and you don't qualify. But the fact that we've been in the European Union for years, with not only that fact, but European Court Human Rights making two rulings against Britain, and Britain still done nothing about it, there you go. So how can Scotland join? And here's another one that's even more hypocritical. As I said, unmarried fathers and the children of unmarried fathers, which are the majority of the population in Scotland, do not have an inalienable right to their fathers. In other words, you don't respect people's right to family life. Discrimination upon a protected status is what you've done. And as I said about same-sex marriage, again, that was ECHR protecting over that objection to anybody not wanting to bring in same-sex marriage. So we contravene family law. If family law contravenes ECHR. And they are also compromised, I bet numerous times in the last year, written to the ministers, been to my MP, been to my MSP, and all that's happened is I've been charged with stalking. I've been charged with stalking when I, like now, I'm reporting I have prima facie evidence, incontrovertible, actionable legal discovery of institutional child abuse by the Parliament, by the government, by the Crown. And so this is what they do. Get this out there, people. I'll take on any politician, and through 5 areas of questioning, over 10 minutes, I'll end their career. Any member of Parliament from any Parliament. And they compel the police to investigate. But I also have the police perverting legal discovery of evidence of institutional child abuse. I have the Crown. I sent a dossier in July last year. This is the same Crown that's decided to charge me with stalking on the basis of 5 statements which don't even cover 1/2 of an A4 paper of each. 2.5 basically of both sides of an A4 sheet. That's it. And within that, there is not a sufficiency of evidence to charge anyone with stalking. So now you have evidence of a whistleblower being persecuted. Now we look at Julian Assange. Now we look at Jeffrey Epstein's charges when he was caught as a paedophile, shagging kids, raping kids, and he got a sentence that is just impossible to get in America for paedophilia. And that's a big story there. I'm going on, but let's start to see what hits this get.